Hi, this is Dennis with Second Chance Tackle. I have a beautiful reel here that's a little bogged down today. And well, we're going to show you how to surface this one. And more importantly, this is going to become our next opportunity to win this reel. It'll be a Second Chance Tackle giveaway. And all you're going to need to do is watch the video and see how you can win this reel. So this one turns very tight at the moment. That usually means that the reel hasn't gone fishing in a very long time, and well, it's usually just what I call grease choked, and in some cases it has zero grease at all in it, which is what's causing the issue. But it looks very much like a Mitchell, maybe a Mitchell 324. It's not quite the size of the Mitchell 300. It has a bail that very much looks like the Mitchell, has a slide trip lever that's very much like the Mitchell, but other than some size and feature formats, the rest of it is, well, it's kind of nondescript. It is a Zebco, and it was made in Japan, probably in the 1970s. So we're going to take this reel apart, and then we'll explain to you how you can win the reel. We're going to start by removing the exterior pieces. The first piece up top is the drag adjuster knob. I'm going to take that off, and then we'll remove the spool. And as I do this, I want to encourage you to subscribe to my channel. If you like the art of reel repair, if you like to see how reels are made, if you like to understand period reels and when they were made and who made them and why they were made the way they were, then well, this is a good channel for you. And it also gives you an opportunity to win some of these vintage classics from time to time. All right, I've taken that off. I'm noticing we do not have a rotor nut here. So that usually means we have a pin underneath. Before I go much further, I want to take a can of penetrating oil. In this case, I'm using WD-40. And I want to spray that lever because that lever seemed a little stuck, like everything else in this reel. Spray the joint of the bail arm. Spray the line roller. You can put a little spray over here, but this is really a dead end. There's nothing going on there. Once you do that, then you can work these things. Look at how quickly that improved the bail. And usually that's just because some dirt and the like has gotten stuck in there, and that penetrating oil helps to loosen it right up. Okay. Next up, we want to remove the handle. To remove the handle, you turn it in the opposite direction of the way that it reels. So it's reeling this way. So to remove that handle, you want to turn it in the opposite direction, in this case clockwise. And this reel only has a single screw side plate attachment. So we're going to do that next. That's a Phillips head screw. And when I take my pieces and parts off, they go into a parts tray. That parts tray helps me keep track of where those pieces and parts are once they're removed. Of course, that makes it nice and simple when it's time to reinstall. The reel has some very nice olive-colored cabinetry to it, and this piece is plastic. The rest of the body is metal, but this piece is plastic. Straightforward design, crosswind block, pin that's holding the axle shaft in place, main gear. This is that clip I was talking about in terms of the pinning in the rotor, and the pinion gear is part of the rotor piece. So there's only about 5 moving pieces here. So let's take this apart. We're going to remove the pin in the crosswind block. Good place to tell you to take pictures. This is not a symmetrical crosswind block. You'll notice that the bottom is longer than the top. I can't tell you how many times I've seen reels come in with this piece reversed, and people telling me their reel is jamming and they can't complete the cycle after they've taken it apart for service. Take a picture here. That'll help you with the orientation of that block, and if you get stuck, you can always go back and look at that. The other thing I want to do right now, I want to take the opportunity to switch the anti-reverse, if I can, to the off position, allowing the rotor to spin backwards. That's so that when I remove the main gear, I don't pop that anti-reverse system out. Okay, we remove the pin from the axle shaft. We can pull that axle shaft up and out. And I felt all of that old dried grease in there which is what I've been feeling as I've been trying to turn the crank of the reel. And you can see it here. It's all coagulated. So I'm going to take a paper towel to clean that off. I'm going to spray it down. I use that penetrating oil not as a lubricant, but as a degreaser. And, well, that should clean that right up. This is a click ratchet for your spool. Your spool has a little piece of metal spring on it. And, well, as you turn as you're operating a drag, let's see if we can get this through here. A little bit of trouble just seating it properly. There you go. As the reel spins backwards, it's letting you know that line's going out. Sometimes that's called the bait alarm. Okay, that goes out, these go in. With the axle shaft removed, remove the crosswind block. Now there's a U-shaped clip right here that's going to come up and out. I use a little pick to pull that up and out. Almost lost that. It almost ran away on me. So let's do two things with these pieces. Let's take them and put those into the parts tray so we don't lose them. Now we can remove the rotor. This is your bail trip. When your bail is set, you're going to see that this metal piece comes out here, right there. It's going to hit this stud. Oh, there goes my anti-reverse anyway. Okay, I'll show you how to put that back in. It's going to hit this stud, and it's going to fire it back, just like that. Okay. With that out, we can pull our main gear out. And here's your anti-reverse. We'll show you how that kind of went because I knocked it out, of course. Okay, let's show you how to do that. I just pull that stud. There's a hook here on this piece. It's going to hook this way on the shoulder. So we want to take our spring, put that over the stud here, like that. Then we'll take our anti-reverse dog, hook that under like that, and then pull this over the back stud like that. Now it's a little wonky here right now. It wants to shoot out. It already has shot out, right? So we're just going to leave it like that. But any banging on the case will shoot it out. So just be careful with that. And once you reinstall the main gear, it won't be a problem. So let's do that right away so that we don't lose that repositioning of that piece. Clean this off. These are the teeth that will intersect with the dog and stop the reel. There is a shim washer on the back end of this. On the front end, we're going to do the same thing we've done with everything else. We're going to put a little bit of penetrating oil on there to loosen any grease that is stuck inside. Remember, your crosswind gear is going to run in here. It's going to run on that stud there. So make sure there isn't anything clogging its path. And then take a hard brush. I'm going to use a bristle brush here. And you can see how it cleans the channel right out. And it's knocking it onto that paper towel that I leave on my bench. That paper towel is going to catch that so it doesn't transfer to the next project. Once we do that, just a light coating of grease onto the shaft here. I've left that anti-reverse dog in the off position because if it was in the on position, it could get trapped on that ratchet there, and well, your main gear wouldn't turn. Let's put this back in. Well, I'm going to leave it right there for a moment, put some grease onto the teeth while I can, without reaching in too far. It's a good time if you have any questions on this reel or any reel, including how do you enter to win this reel, well, just leave them in the comment section. You'll learn all about that. Alrighty. Let's do that. Push this back in. Turn it. Now you can engage that lever. Make sure you have the anti-reverse. We do. Hold it from this side and then put the handle back on. That way you'll hold your main gear in the case and that dog won't pop out. Okay, that takes care of that. A good thing to do now is to clean the case while we have the majority of the components out. I'm going to use a kitchen scrubby and some rod and reel cleaner. Just a little shot or two on there. It doesn't take much. Just to knock off the film and the other dirt that's kind of on the case at the moment. We'll do that on the case all the way around. This reel is very lightly used. Probably has the original sticker or something over here. I'm not quite sure what that is. We're going to leave that there because, well, that's what I'll call the character of the reel. We'll do the same thing up here. I did notice when I was cleaning this that there was some film and the like here. So take care of that. Beautiful little reel. Should make a fun pond reel or a river reel or a boat reel, however you want to use this for freshwater fishing. It's a 20 size reel, and that's a convenient size for freshwater. Next we've cleaned, we're going to clean, getting ahead of myself here, the pinion gear just like we did the main gear. In this case I'm going to use that pick again. I'm going to pull through the old dried grease and dirt. I really don't have a lot of throw on this to enable me to use that bristle brush. But you do want to make sure that the old greases that are stuck in the channel are removed. And you can see them coming off on that pick. Okay, and then because we saw that shaft get dirty, I'm going to push this through, and you can see the extra dirt that we just pulled out of the inside of that rotor. All right, a little bit of grease onto the gear section. A little bit of grease up top. The top case is going to act as a bushing for this. So there are no bearings in this reel. All right, the top is clean. We're going to merge the rotor now with the main gear. Bring it all the way down. Make sure you're nice and tight there. Otherwise you won't be able to get this clip in. And then the clip slides into the groove. And we're not in totally yet. And this clip will be held in by the case now, so there's nothing that's going to snap in place. The case will hold that closed. We can rotate this right now, bring it to a low position. Next up, we want to just clean off this crosswind block, put some grease into the channel here. Remember that this is an offset block. It's not symmetrical, so the longer tail end goes low. Same thing here with our axle shaft, just a light coating of grease there. Find the hole in the axle shaft, align that with the hole in that crosswind block when you come down. So sight it up, and then you'll know you'll have it in place when you see the two aligned like that. And go to your parts tray, get the pin that in place. Make sure that that pin is all the way down. With that done, then we can take the case. The case has a kind of a buck tooth or a little one stud that goes underneath. And when that case is nice and tight, go to your parts tray, get that one screw that's remaining. Let's tighten that up next. Okay, so what have we done so far? Taken the reel completely apart with the exception of the spool, cleaned it, re-greased it, oiled and worked on that bail a little bit. Bring this down. So the only thing that's left is taking a look at the drag washer in the spool here. The drag washer is held in place with a little C-clip. I'm thinking that this will either be a Teflon washer or a felt washer. We'll find out which one it is. There's a single washer here and a single washer underneath, and That washer underneath wasn't doing very much. Now we actually have two washers in here. So we have a very wide fabric washer. That's first up. I checked it, made sure everything's okay. Lots of oil on that. Then we have a felt washer, same thing, lots of oil on the felt washer. You need to keep these lubricated because if you don't, they will wear, and in particular, they will tear if they stay dry. All right, now we put the metal tension washer on top of that. We restore that clip. That's the drag surface, fairly straightforward. Now when you put that clip back on, notice that the hole in that metal drag washer is kind of D-shaped. Find the D side of the spool shaft, the axle shaft, put it in that way, line it up and bring it down and you won't have a problem. If you're trying to spin it on, it's not going to work very well. Okay, bring this in. We'll give it a test, see how we did. Tighten that down, make sure that the drag holds. It holds nice and tight, and then back it off. Now you can hear that click we were showing you before. All right, give it a turn. Turning nice and free and easy. Let's lock in our bail. Bail fire is nice and easy. This one's ready to go fishing again, and it's ready to become the subject of our giveaway. So how do you enter the giveaway? How do you win this reel? Simply enter in the comments section that you are a subscriber and that you would like to be entered in the drawing. That's it. So the drawing will be held 7 to 10 days after the publication of this video. I wish everybody who wants to join in on the entry good luck. And hopefully you'll give this reel a second chance taking it out there fishing. I hope you've enjoyed the video. This is Dennis with Second Chance Tackle, wishing everybody good luck and a good day. And a special thanks to our first responders, our police, fire, safety, and rescue, who are keeping us out of harm's way.